Card delight, trading cards. It's time to join the conversation. Ready to journey into the trading card hall.
Okay, hi. Good evening, afternoon, whatever, everyone. Chris here from Trading Card Talk. I'm here with two special guests. Geoffrey, my partner in crime, isn't able to make it today, so we've got Adrian, who actually plays in his store, and we've got a special guest today, which I will reveal after Adrian and I talk, and then we'll let you know who's on the pod with us today. So Adrian, maybe you want to introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, I'm here to sit in for Geoffrey. Geoffrey, I call him Geoffrey. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm also a player in Indonesia. Usually play at Geoffrey's store, and I'm quite close with Geoffrey, so I'm sitting in for him right now because he's currently getting ready for the Bali Battle Hardened. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder he's not here. Cool. Yeah. And this is Chris from Stormgate Games here in Malaysia. And yeah, and Adrian's from a place in Invaders Board Game Station in Jakarta.
Yes, Invaders. Yeah.
So, okay, we are going to. Do we want to review who's on pod? I didn't say it to anyone yet.
Okay, let's let them
Maybe,
know.
okay, maybe we save it for a little bit. We will just
Okay.
keep it a surprise, and we talk about some other things before our guest Sunny opens his mouth to share about whatever we want him to share about, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we just keep it a secret for a little bit more. So I think this updates coming up. It's already going mid-July now, and we have just gotten updates at stores about how to move forward with our Skirmish Season 9. And I don't know whether Geoffrey has already set the date for you guys in Raider, but for me in my store, I'm looking at August 31st, which is actually our national day to have our Skirmish event. I mean, do you guys have a date yet set for Invaders?
Yeah, we should have the date set as well, but I kind of forgot. I think it's around the same date as you, but I remember the format.
What is it going to be? Living Legend? No,
Nah,
right?
it's but some of us want to do Living Legend. I miss playing Star Wars.
Oh no, that is why we do not want to do Living Legend, because we don't
No.
want to see Star Wars everywhere on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of Living Legend as well, but I just because I have a lot more new players in the store now, and I felt that just keep it to Blitz. I mean,
Yeah, Blitz is quite good for
yeah, it's good.
players.
Although I've been thinking of doing Living Legend for quite a while now, simply because there are a lot of players who like the previous heroes, but there's always the fear that Star Wars will always be.
Yeah, I've been testing it and it's quite even balance. I think it's quite an even balance right now. So if you want to try, you should try because we have a lot of different type of decks in Living Legend that you can try.
Yeah.
Especially with Ben.
Okay. Yeah, and I think from what I know, I think LSS is trying to look at that. I think to because like it's a shame, right? Because so many heroes not really being able to come out and play anymore, and a lot of us have those older heroes aren't able to. I miss old him quite a lot actually. I didn't play a typical control old him like to ice people up or just keep blocking. I used to play quite aggressive old him. I think my deck at one point I was messing around with Channel Mount Heroic inside old him.
Oh no.
Yeah, I put it off before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Skirmish Season 9. So those of you who have not been paying attention or just need an update, the promos have actually been unveiled. So we have for first place is going to be a Blaze Firemine Cold Fall.
Oh
Yeah, that's going to be a sweet card to win.
interesting one.
Yeah, and also, and we just talked about Channel Mount Heroic. And yes, there will be 4 Channel Mount Heroic Cold Falls going up to the top 4 players. Oh man, that's going to be sweet, right?
The Earth players are gonna fight for those cold foils, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We could see Briar turning up, right? Because Briar is still legal in Blitz. Both are doing Blitz. And then we've got a couple more participation prizes as well. There'll be a Lightning Form 12, I think it's here 12 pieces, but I think different stores might get different ones, but I think that's the one that most of us will be getting. A Rainbow Fall Extended Art Lightning Form, a Rainbow Fall Extended Art Earth Form, and the random playmat is going to be just a Nick playmat. So all the assassins are going to want to get their hands on that. And I think from what I know as being in the industry and the news I've heard, I think playmats are going to be less common now. I think if you notice the last few Armory kits, they only give us one, which I think is really good. Yeah, because there are too many playmats out there, and a lot of people, like I've seen Rizon Rogue, for example, right? He's got like a stack of, oh my god, a stack of playmats. I have a lot as well. I mean, I don't win them myself. Sometimes I buy them from players, and I have quite a few as well. I don't know why. I just like, oh, this playmat is cool. I go buy, and then I don't use as many as I would like. Yeah.
Even the armories, they're limiting it, the playmats now.
Yeah. I think that's good. I think the playmats have become. I think it's also additional cost definitely for LSS, and if too many playmats go out, I think the playmats become less valuable. Number one,
Yes.
it becomes less special than too many, right? Yeah, I think playmats should be special, right? Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, but just a neat playmat. The new players are going to go ape
Yeah.
crazy with
There's
that.
so many prizes that it's gonna make it quite competitive for players as well.
Yeah, I really don't want my skirmish to be that competitive, but the prizes are going to make it very competitive.
But the playmat is random, right? It says it's random.
Yeah, the playmat is supposed to be giving out as a draw, so
Right.
that's going to be great. I think that
It's good
hopefully,
for new players as well.
yeah. They say it's supposed to be a random spot prize. Actually, don't know what that means. Probably lucky draw, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Skirmish Season 9. So all of you who are, obviously players of FAB, please, get in on it early. Talk to your local game store. Those who want to play my store in Malaysia, please do. Those of you who like going to Invaders or haven't checked out Invaders yet, please go check it out. Yeah. All right, so that's Skirmish Season 9. That's exciting news that's coming up in August and then running all the way through to September. So for those of you who are new to the game or don't know what a skirmish is, it's basically a slightly like higher level version of a typical armory.
Yeah. It's
meant
good. It's good for new players to get a feel of how
Yeah.
competitive FAB is like.
Right. It's supposed to be new player friendly, but these prizes are not new player friendly. Okay. So Rosetta updates. I don't think there's much been happening. The last update that I checked out was the Wizard Wand. So I think now it's time to reveal
Yeah.
who is our
Speaking about wizards, eh?
Yeah, speaking about wizards, we're going to have our guest introduce himself, and we're going to ask him his thoughts about Rosetta. He can't reveal top secret stuff, sure, but we can definitely ask him what he thinks about the heroes in the set, right? Because those have been revealed, right? So maybe we can ask him that. So I think I leave it to our guest to say hello. Okay, over to you.
Hello, greetings from Indonesia. I'm Iswari Terianto. I'm an artist for Flesh and Blood, TCG.
Artist/player.
Yeah, artist slash player. Casual player. I'm Far Cry for competitive player.
That's fine. I'm not competitive, so I'm playing Tech Low also now. I keep getting smashed, especially in the current meta, right? My deck's pretty useless now. Okay, so yeah, it's already. Thank you for coming on to the pod. I know it's last minute when I mooted the idea, and I'm almost every week when I'm thinking of ideas for the pod. I just tell like Geoffrey within that week, and then Geoffrey was like, okay, let's do this, or he'll throw in some ideas. And this week I was like, let's see whether we can get Israeli onto the pod. And I said, can you try it? And I think I told him like 2 days ago, right? Then Geoffrey said that okay. Then he messaged you, and then it's like, oh hey, you're good to come on. I said, wow, really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So okay, it's already about Rosetta. Of the 4 heroes there, are there any that you find interesting?
I don't know. I play Wizard. So far, I only play Kano for CC. I'm not familiar with like previous Wizard like Icelander or I think this only the previous Wizard. I start playing from outsiders, so I haven't like experienced the elemental heroes.
Okay.
So I think this elemental wizard might be pretty interesting.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, since you already play Kano and you have the wizard cards, right? So I guess make sense to figure out. I think the in the previous set, Tales of Aria, which where elements were first introduced, we had earth, ice, and lightning, right?
Yeah.
So in this particular set, I think I mentioned this before on the pod. I think LSS still doesn't know what to do with ice. So you can see ice is suspiciously missing. It's only got earth and lightning, right? So and they still have the fuse mechanic, if I recall correctly. So the fuse mechanic, for those of you who don't play the game, in Flash and Blood, we have this mechanic called fuse, where you can reveal an elemental card. So elemental card is basically a card that's represented by an element. Like, so in this case, it would be earth or lightning. And when you reveal the card, you basically show your opponent the card, and then something will happen. The ability of the card that you're playing will trigger after you reveal this other element card in your hand. So that's a interesting mechanic because it gives your opponent information, number one. Number two, you get to do something extra when you're playing your turn. So I think I think you can look forward to this set to do some weird stuff where you reveal cards and then get additional benefits. Hopefully on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely the wizard, I guess, right? So I think that's as much we can talk about for Rosetta. There's not a lot going on right now, but I think definitely next month as we hit into the end. I think as we hit into the release date for Rosetta is September, correct?
Yes.
So I'm thinking, yeah, probably end August, mid August, we should start seeing spoilers coming out already.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be exciting.
I heard the spoiler season for Rosetta is like pretty. They kept a lot of card for opening, not for spoiler
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I've been so busy with the business.
Yeah.
Recently, I know this is going to be. Usually, we talk more about Flash and Blood, but I'm starting to do Magic in my store. So I've been preparing for the upcoming Bloomberg set, and then I've been messing around with Assassin's Creed as well. So I've not been tuning into most of the FAB news lately.
Yeah.
My brain can only handle one card game at a time.
They told us that this set is gonna be revealed mostly in during the release.
The world premiere at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's going to be very exciting. I think sometimes with the internet nowadays, things get spoiled so much that there's not much excitement when you open up the first pack during pre-release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's a good move. It also helps players be excited. Although some players might hold off, because I know some players don't like to pre-order the set or pre-order boxes or cases because they want to know what's in the box. So I don't know. This could be a good move or bad move. I'm not sure. But I think it's exciting. I mean, I'm not really a meta slave. So to me, it's like, why don't you just enjoy the set, right? Yeah, just support LSS, support your local store, and then just play the game. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I know. I really think that things should be kept secret, and I like the fact that if they're keeping it, more of it to be for you to find out when you open it, right? Open your first pack. I think that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of reading when at the event.
Yes.
Reading the card.
Reading. Getting
yeah.
What card is this? What card is that? What does this do? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think so far, even though the last few sets they've reviewed, they always spoil quite a bit, right? So that means it allows us more seasoned players to actually start preparing a bit for pre-release. I think this time round, and already it takes some time too long for you to figure out what to do with your deck, right? When you're building your deck in pre-release, this one's gonna take even longer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the pre-release more friendly, I guess. So we're not too concerned.
More fair.
We're not too concerned with what winning. It's just we just want to find out what cards are we opening, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Like for example, my store, the pre-release, I always dial down the competition level,
Of course.
and I flatten the price structure because I just want people to enjoy the time, and we do it quite casual. Sometimes we end up like not even playing the full like Swiss round. Sometimes and we just like just play the game, enjoy the cards, enjoy the new, trying to figure out what to do with your deck, right? Yeah. Cool. I think that's I think it's a good thing. Some people may disagree, but I think it's a good thing. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it about Rosetta. So now we're going to really get to know Iswari. I think Iswari, actually, you are one of my favorite artist. I really like your art. Yeah, so that's where yeah, actually when Arachne came out, Arachne blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is such a cool character.
Oh, this is such a cool character, but he sucks.
No, you should try Arachne.
This funny artist behind Arachne actually has spoken and said the character sucks. Oh no, I think it will get better. I think
I
when,
don't think
yeah,
so.
when Corrosive Tendency first came out, actually that does make him a better deck.
Yeah.
Um, I actually have the cold fall. I bought it from a player in Kuching. I mean,
Oh,
yeah. So I have the cold fall hero card, the adult one. I also have the cold fall, the other side of the dagger, and I put the other cold fall for the other side. So both my Spider's Bites are cold fall. Yay!
ring.
It's not a very expensive card, but
Fancy.
yeah. So I do. I have an Arachne deck. I haven't updated it yet. The last time I updated it was like maybe last year. I think so. Last year, 6 months ago, something like that. Yeah. So I should sit down and figure out that deck just to play and have a bit more fun because people don't really see him coming out, right? So when you banish their cards or manipulate their deck, that's gonna mess people up. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, sorry. Maybe you can just share a bit about yourself. Some information about yourself. I don't know how to go much detail with that, but just something you want people to know about you. Like how did you get into art? What kind of background? Maybe a bit of your life journey to becoming an artist, so that we get to know a bit about you.
Uh, uh, like I think like everyone, like every artist, uh, we're starting with like uh because we like entertainment and pop culture, like video games, like
Mm-hmm.
comic books, and that's like where we start uh to do art.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like that's my main inspiration, like
Mm.
Japanese manga.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, okay.
that's like when the first time I saw like art about like drawing as an art,
Mm.
and I really, just like any other kids, we like drawing, with
Yeah.
pencil and paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm starting to, and when I'm start as an artist, I'm starting as an comic book colorist.
Oh,
Okay. You started
Uh,
as colorist. All right. That's cool.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I didn't like start doing illustration.
Mm.
okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
but I want to, but I want to like being an illustrator, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't have like formal education to be
Mm.
an illustrator.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. At the university, my major is graphic design, just like
Oh, you did
any.
graphic design.
Uh,
Okay. So you've always been in art, right? I mean, graphic design is art as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, graphic design is art, but it's different
Yeah,
with
I know, I know. I
graphic.
used to work in the in the advertising industry,
Oh
digital,
yeah.
and I work with a lot of artists. I know. I remember just before I started this business, I was actually in my friend's agency, and we had obviously graphic designers, right, who use Photoshop and all these tools. And then every time I'm like, I always think that graphic designers can draw as well. Then I realized some of my colleagues, some were better at drawing, so they would be the ones doing the illustrations. And then I realized when you actually go to art school or design school, they actually have like a specialization for illustration. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought everyone can draw, but actually that's not true, right?
Yeah. And back then when you want to like go professional as an illustration, like you only have uh digital art is like just have to just start when I'm in university.
Oh,
So
okay.
so in industry, like they're still in traditional road.
Mm.
You have to paint with oil painting or acrylic painting.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, it's like in 2000, early 2000.
okay.
Uh,
Like digital art is just like
You're still a
just
baby.
starting. Just a baby, just starting.
Yeah.
It's like in my third year of university, then I realized that you could draw digitally.
Ah,
Yeah.
And
okay.
it makes so much easier. So I just started to learn to draw digitally, like after I graduate after I
Ah,
graduate
Okay,
university.
correct. Yeah, the early 2000s. Yeah,
Mm,
that was before Wacom tablets were very
yeah,
yeah. I remember. Okay, I'm that old, right? I'm that old. I when I started my career in digital, I was still like Web 3.0, I think, when I was doing it. And I remember my colleagues were using like the earlier versions of Photoshop and all that. No one had. No one had. Did anyone have any Wacoms back then? I don't remember. I think I remember one colleague had a Wacom tablet, but there was only one in the whole office. Yeah. Anyways, cool,
yeah.
cool. Yeah. So you started by comic books, of course. I mean, Japanese comic books, right? Manga, right? So what was your first manga that you picked up as a kid?
Doraemon.
Doraemon.
Oh yeah, Doraemon.
Very famous in Indonesia. That.
Yeah,
It's famous in Malaysia as well. Doraemon. I grew up a little bit with Doraemon. I grew up
yeah.
reading Malay comic books. You get there was actually Doraemon available in Malaysia, but because I can't read or speak Mandarin. I'm actually a banana. They call me a banana. What we call banana in Malaysia. That means I'm yellow on the outside, but I'm
Like
white on the inside.
yeah. So my parents like only allow me to pick one titles, and my brother only pick one titles. I
Mhm.
pick Doraemon, and my brother picks Dragon Ball.
Ah,
So we just have that two series in my home.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball as well.
Uh,
I think I know Akira Toriyama passed away just recently, right? And
yeah.
Yeah.
I really felt it because I grew up reading Dragon Ball, and actually when uh I read Dragon Ball in Malay. Can you
Mm.
imagine? So I can't because the comic books locally here were some of them published in Mandarin, so I couldn't read the Mandarin one, right? So I had to read the Malay. And thankfully, there was a Malay version, so my bahasa Melayu is not too bad, so I could actually read that. And then anyway, so when Akira Toriyama passed away, I really felt it because I really grew up with his comics. So that was quite sad, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel sad now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thinking
So
about
how did you start illustrating? Like start drawing?
Yeah. Where like when I got my first job at the like mm, like art studio in
Okay.
Jakarta.
Mhm.
Uh, the studio main work it's comic, right? So
Ah,
I only can color it,
Mhm.
and then I learn like everyone in the studio
Mhm.
want to be a illustrator,
ah,
but the job like not come like the job is very little in illustration
yeah.
area. So we mainly doing comic books, like,
Okay.
uh, and since I can draw comic books, I only color it. But like time when times go on, we like the illustration job is coming, so we can do little by little, and we got more
Ah,
proficient in illustration.
Mm.
Uh,
okay.
and at that studio, there's me, and I met Lasahido there.
Oh,
Do you know Lasahido? Lasahido is the artist for Zen.
Okay.
Uh,
For Zen.
uh,
Oh, okay.
Zen, Zen and Dorinthia, and like yeah, I think he
Oh,
done so much art. I
so
met him there.
so
Oh,
this studio has produced a few FAB artists. Eh?
that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. But what comic books were you guys working on?
It's mainly like US, like from the United States, from
Okay.
Oh,
USA. but it's like not a not very famous comic book.
Ah, I see.
So
what
it's not for Marvel or DC or
sure, but what
uh,
was the title? Because I actually grew up with comic books. I'm a big comic book fan.
mm,
I do read some independent titles, here and there. So I've obviously Marvel and DC is some comics I got into. So Image Comics is one. I also read. I used to read Valiant comics. So I don't know. Maybe you mentioned it, I might know it, or I might not. So what was the
mm,
comic title? If you don't mind.
I cannot remember.
What kind of character was it? Was it a superhero?
uh, I think like I think it's for a web comic,
Web
uh,
comic. Okay.
like fantasy, like not fantasy, fairy tale comic.
Fairy tale comic.
I think we do superhero, but I can't remember. Like
Okay.
I
So
cannot
you were
remember.
you were doing more coloring, right? So as a
Mm,
colorist. So when you're doing coloring that time, was it more digital or still traditional?
digital, it's digital.
Digital coloring, right?
Uh,
Yeah. So this was like
uh,
what, the 2000s, right? The early 2000s.
2004, 2000. Oh, I think it's on 2008. It's when I finished the university in
Ah,
2008.
okay. Right.
And then after like a year
Mm-hmm.
or two, and then we got and then a job from TCG coming
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Oh, okay.
from Fantasy Flight.
Oh, FFG.
Ah,
Yeah, from
okay.
Fantasy Flight games.
Which
It's
cards?
Star Wars.
Ah.
Oh,
Star Wars, and then Legend of Five Rings from
oh,
Oh,
okay.
AEG.
L5I. You did L5I.
You
I
did
didn't
that for
know
Legend
that.
of Five Rings? Wow.
Yeah, we did Legend of Five Rings.
Wow.
From it's not from FFG, from
Yeah, yeah.
the older
The
one.
original one,
Uh,
right?
yeah, the original one.
Okay.
Yeah.
My playmat is L5I.
Really?
Yeah, but it's the newer one. Newer one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. The
Yeah,
Crab Clan. The Crab
oh,
Clan.
cool. I only hear because I didn't. My first card game is Flesh and Blood, right? So I
Mm,
only keep hearing about all these other older card games. And I hear a lot of people saying good things about Legend of Five Rings. They say good things about the World of Warcraft
Yeah.
mm,
game as well. I never got to experience any of those. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe one day I can just give it a shot, try it. Because I bet someone who has still has the decks for World of Warcraft, for example.
mm,
I hope FAB will have a similar type game because they keep telling us that they're going to do PVE, right? I know they don't talk about it as much now, but it's quite sad. For me, I
mm.
feel a bit disappointed that it's not coming up that soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how you got into art. Um, yeah, you colorist, and then after that you
Mm.
started having opportunity to illustrate. But was it very hard? I mean, I draw as well. I used to. Everyone you said right when we were younger, we always like to draw. I used to draw as well as a kid. And then I didn't pursue it further. I can draw decently, but I haven't practiced. My anatomy is probably quite lousy. Probably the
Mm.
arms are very weird, or the fingers look weird if I draw. But how do you get better? I mean, like you said, you studied graphic design in school, and then you started your career as a colorist. So how do you actually improve? I mean, from like someone who was hoping to be an illustrator and didn't illustrate at that point in his career, how do you actually get better? Do you mind sharing with anyone? Maybe some aspiring artists could hear this and be inspired. Yeah,
Uh, just do it.
just do
Oh,
it.
Uh, just
Nike.
just do it.
But
You like drawing is hard. Until now, I still find drawing is hard. Uh,
so
like
did
I
you?
find how to draw like this object, this creature, this face or this weapon. This
Yeah,
it's still hard.
Do you
it's still
practice
hard.
a lot
Uh,
daily, or does that help you, or how does it?
yeah. Luckily, my job is like my practice. Uh,
Right.
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
so
That,
I'm learning by doing, like every
Okay.
day. You're doing like a year, 2 year, 3 years, and then you will find you'll find that your skills is improving.
Hmm.
Uh,
okay.
Just like Flash and Blood, right? You play every day, you get better.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
For some of us, no, I think. I've played for 4 years. It's the same.
No, yeah, maybe. Okay. So how many hours a day do you spend illustrating, Iswadi? Like
Like all the time I got. I
all the
think
Oh,
time you got, right?
uh
Oh, so it's like I've been
because
looking like 12 hours of illustrating a day, 8 hours.
mm, yeah, when I do it in like years ago, I'm not doing freelance work, right? Like right now I'm full freelance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But when I'm a full-time employee, yeah, it's like 8 hours in the studio or
mm-hmm.
maybe overtime.
Okay.
But when you freelance, you do it every like all the time you got. You do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
because you want to keep your jobs going, right?
but
Yeah.
it's good as well. You can do it full time.
I'm sorry.
It's good also. You can do it full time. Like you can do it in your free time. Like you have.
Yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
You have the freedom to do it where like you have your own
You
time.
seems like you have the freedom to do it in your time.
That means you have a lot of job. That's good as well, right?
Yeah, I can complain about that, but yeah, but I can escape it either.
Yeah, yeah. But I understand what you mean about it seems like you have freedom to draw, but because I came from an agency background, so I
Mm,
understand there's always going to be an art director as well, right? So it's
mm,
not like you have all the freedom to draw what you want. You
Mhm.
still have to take the art direction and
mm,
adjust it to, for example, in Flash and Blood, to a particular set, what they want to convey in that set. So
mm.
there's also going to be some rules you have to follow, right? Which can be quite difficult sometimes, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're right. Yeah, yeah. It seems like you're free, but
But
when you're doing it for a client, it's different, right? If you're doing it for yourself, of course you can draw
mm,
whatever you want. Correct.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. So I think maybe just as we move on, some key FAB cards that your work was featured on. I already mentioned the Arachne character
mm,
hero
mm.
card, right? What other pieces that
I
other
want to
people
add.
might
We
recognize?
we talked. We just discussed about this card. It's Blaze. Blaze is already the price for the skirmish.
Oh, the price for the skirmish.
Yeah,
Tenmal Heroic was done by you. I did not realize
No,
Blaze.
a place.
This the first place prize, the Cofoil hero, the wizard.
The wizard was. Oh, I
Is
did not realize that. Oh
yeah,
my.
mm,
it's
Oh my.
already.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that it is. Oh my god. How come I did not know? Ah, so Blaze was drawn by you. Maybe
yeah,
you can
that's
tell us a bit about that character. Are you at liberty to share about the process?
yeah.
Oh,
There's a really fun fact about that character.
oh, okay.
It's actually initially it's meant to be a chess equipment
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
in uprising or dynasty. I think in
probably
dynasty,
Dynasty. Yeah.
probably dynasty. Uh,
Oh, so the Blaze art was actually supposed to be an equipment.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's supposed to be the chess equipment, but like they scrap it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, uh, but like yeah, like 2 years, like 2 years, and they announced it to be a new hero.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a better. I think that's a
That's
better.
actually, I think that's better for you, right? Because like it's supposed to be just a chess piece for wizard or whatnot, and then suddenly you
Uh,
see. Were you surprised when the heroes?
yeah, I'm surprised. I think the artwork is like scrapped already,
Oh,
and
okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
Fun fact, guys.
Mm.
Blaze was supposed to be an armor piece, but now she's a full-fledged hero. Well,
What?
The
yeah.
initial name is like something something cross wrap something. Uh,
Oh,
Ah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
because the costume like they wrap the chest area.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Now that
Oh,
you Oh, that's an interesting fact. Yeah,
mm.
thank you so much for sharing with us. That's a very fun fact. Yeah.
What other cards have you done? I think recently you did the new headpiece, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Mask
uh,
of
the
Recurring.
Mask of Recurring Nightmare.
Yeah, I actually have a question about that piece of artwork because the artwork has features the two women behind the victim, right? And then we
Mm.
can see other hands coming out, right? Like more hands and arms than there are people in that image. Is that on purpose?
Yeah. Actually, it's coming from Robbie Wen, the art director.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, over in LSS.
Yeah. He want to just add more hands.
Is that why you said just add more hands?
Add more hands. I
Oh,
think. Oh, okay. Because like initially they want like the girls more snake like
snake-like.
snake like.
Okay.
So it's but like they went to another direction, but to keep it more mystical, I think he like just add more hands.
Yeah, more hands. Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah,
we know that it's not the human. I think.
yeah. I realized in the set the more I would say sexy characters in this particular set they don't appear to be they appear to be more than human, right? So it's a bit freaky because it's like oh they're very attractive, but yet you see the art. There's something a bit disturbing about this assassin women artwork, right? Yeah. Okay. What else? What other key FAB cards? So we have Blaze. Obviously, we have
The
Master Recurring Nightmares.
the first time they gave me a promo card,
Mhm.
the Boneyard Marauder.
Ah,
Oh,
Uh,
Boneyard Marauder.
Boneyard Marauder promo.
I
Uh,
want that. I'm still looking for that card.
at first I didn't know that like what's a promo card. I don't know what is promo card. And later years I found out that's like really rare. So I couldn't get it from anywhere.
Oh,
Oh,
it's a Levia card. It's a
Yeah.
+1 attack.
yeah. And Boneyard Marauder came out before I was even in the game. I started playing the game just shortly after Tales of Aria came out, and then like
Yeah.
and then I started the business roughly around Everfest.
That's
So I
Yeah.
didn't even know about that promo card until much later, and then when some people were like collecting, wanting to fall that deck,
yeah.
and I see this. Oh, this Boneyard. This is a different Boneyard Marauder.
As a
Mm.
Levia player, I need that card. I'm still asking stores all over for that card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the first card that you illustrated or?
No, my first card is Runeblade card, Piercing Shadow Vice.
Ah,
That's my first
Ah,
card.
okay. That was your first. That was your first
Uh,
LSS card. All right. Oh, cool.
that's
Yeah.
my first card.
Okay. Cool. I think it's very easy for us with the internet to find. I think some of the card databases now you can just search for artist name, you can see all
yeah.
your
Mm.
cards there, right? But yeah, those are Boneyard Marauder is an important card for Lavaya, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
Can
So,
Can I ask what's your favorite card that you've drawn?
Ooh, my favorite card. Every time people ask me what is my favorite card, I always said it hasn't been released yet.
Oh,
that's
the
okay.
secret.
Yeah, because we're working on art all the time for them, right? So I
Oh,
guess like, every time there's something new that you might really enjoy, then later that you draw something else that you like even more. Oh, okay.
I'll
Yeah,
be waiting for it then.
because like when at I think at Baltimore at Proto Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
uh, when people ask me what's your favorite card, that's the time when I start working on the breaker equipment set. Do you know
Oh yeah, the bright lights, FO
the
breakers,
bright
right?
light, the FO
Yeah,
armor set?
yeah.
That's the
Majestic.
circuit breaker and all those, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite card, but it hasn't been released yet. So I said
Oh,
it hasn't been released yet. Oh, okay.
Okay. Now we can talk
And
about it because it has been released.
yeah.
and then
Okay.
I think Taipei. I think Taipei. When in Taipei,
Okay.
like people ask me, what is your favorite card? And that's when I start working on Ravenous Rival promo. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
Oh,
and it hasn't been released yet.
oh no. Yeah,
so we're
Yeah,
Where-
Rebel promo is beautiful. Yeah,
yes.
really awesome card. Yeah, really great.
So right now you ask me what's my favorite card. There's one card,
Really, yeah.
but
Yeah.
hasn't been released yet.
So be on the lookout for the next Isuardi special
That
card.
is
Yeah.
the favorite card that hasn't been released yet.
It will be released. It will be released in Rosetta.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
pretty excited.
You will look
okay,
up,
okay.
yeah, we'll look out for that for sure. Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. So maybe a bit of maybe a bit. We want to talk a bit about how did you actually get engaged by LSS? You know, that's yeah. How did that happen? Because yeah, you've already been working on TCGs quite a bit by then, right? So so when did they reach out to you first?
Uh, it's not that they're reaching out to me. I reached out to them.
Oh, okay. You reach out to them. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So when like the I think the first time like the when Prism coming up. Prism
Monarch. In
Monarch.
Monarch.
The
Monarch.
first one is it? Yeah, it's Monarch.
Huh?
The first prism is Monarch.
So it's not Monarch. I think like in the first three set when they are released,
Oh, Crucible.
like uh I really like I saw the new TCG card, so I researched about it, and
Mhm,
then I reached the publisher, which
Ah,
is LSS,
mhm,
and then I found out that they are looking for artists, so
mhm.
I reached out to them, and they're interested to recruiting me as an
Ah,
illustrator.
okay. So you actually reached out and got the job. I think that's awesome.
the rest is history.
And the rest is history, right? Okay. So what is it like working on art for LSS?
Yeah.
Because you're so far away right now in Indonesia, and LSS is all the way in New Zealand, right? And
Mm,
Robbie obviously is based in New Zealand.
mm.
So what is the process like? How do you
Yeah.
is it similar to like comic books? You send out initial artwork first to give feedback.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. When they like they always ask me if like how's your schedule? Do you want to
Okay.
make some cards? And when I will do it, and they will send me the brief
Mm-hmm.
for the card.
Is it
Mm-hmm.
just text or
I'm
is
sorry, what?
is the brief just text or
Yeah, just text.
okay?
I mean, there's like image reference,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
uh,
okay. Okay.
and if it's a hero, they have concept art for a hero.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So the key concept art is developed in-house in LSS first, is it? And then
yeah.
and then you take
Mm.
it further and then add your own spin to it, right?
Usually when like it, concept for heroes and environment,
Mm-hmm.
they do it in house.
Oh, okay.
But cards like action cards, characters that featured in the action cards
Mm-hmm.
is it's like artist representation. Uh,
Oh,
so they so we have to follow only the hero character,
Ah,
okay.
okay, okay. Right.
except Blaze, except
Just please.
Blaze, because it's an item, not not a character, not a hero.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. Right. So they do. So the concept work comes from Robbie's
yeah.
own team back in New Zealand, and then after
Mm,
that, you guys just have to adapt. Yeah. Like for example, with obviously, I think when I look at Arachne, for example, because he's a
mm,
hero, right?
yeah,
He feels very Indonesian. You know what I mean? The motif.
really.
With the mask, is
Yeah,
it?
I mean, because I'm Malaysian, right, and
Mm,
obviously I'm more exposed to Southeast Asian art and Southeast Asian culture. When I look at Arachne, it feels very Indonesian to me. You know what I mean? Like the choice of color on his cloak, the way the different masks in the background, right,
mm,
represented.
mm,
It feels like something like you could see in Bali, for example. You know, when you go to some places in Bali, for example, the more Buddhist part, right? You see all these different characters. And I also been to Cambodia before when I was younger in my 20s. I had a friend who was a missionary a family. Yeah, they were missionary in Cambodia, and I went to visit them. They were close friends of mine, and I went to visit them and stayed with them for like quite a long time, a few weeks, because I just spent time with the family, and I got to see some of the. I went there also for some mission work to help some of the Christians there, and and I went to some of the temples and I saw some of the motifs there, especially. And I think when I looked at the Arachne card, that it felt very Indonesian inspired, right? So how did that come about? I mean, if the character designs were concepted by LSS and then given to you, right? But I'm sure you must have taken it further, because that kind of style in the Arachne hero card doesn't seem like something that will come out of New Zealand. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like every artist, like have their styles applied to their its illustrations. I think. So yeah, you could say that I have like a little influence designing the character.
Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
But mainly it comes from the LSS for
Okay.
each hero.
Right. So did
Mm.
Arachne in its original concept look, how many percent different is it from what you find, what ended up being the final character design, the character in the card for Arachne versus what
Mm,
originally was sent to you?
like how I describe it. Uh, Concept art is not like full complete detailed drawing.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Mainly like the main element like the mask, the cloak, the hunchback,
Mm,
and the horn.
mm-hmm.
Uh, it's like already done. The
Ah,
main is already
okay.
done, but when you render it as a painting,
Mm-hmm.
that's the artist's job. That's
Ah,
Uh,
the
so
illustrator's
they
job.
highlight key features
Mm.
of the what the hero should have, and then you.
Yeah. The
ah,
hero
okay.
should look like this.
Okay. So some of the key
Mm.
featuristics,
Yeah.
characteristics of the hero featuristics. That's too late. Okay, okay. Oh, that's very interesting. I mean, I love movies and comic books as
Mm.
well. I do have sketchbooks and things like that lying around in my house. And but always those sketchbooks are by like the famous artists, like Jim Lee. I love Jim Lee, who
Mm.
is a favorite artist of mine. Who's now the, like, I don't know, he's a creative director now of DC, right? So I've had some of his sketch stuff, and but those guys are, they do it from start to finish, right? Comic book artists
Mm.
generally do it start to finish, right? When they're doing the concept for the characters that they're doing. So this is quite interesting to learn about how TCGs work and how LSS does the concept work. Wow, okay, that's very insightful. Yeah, okay. So anyone who's listening, if you want to be an artist, be like Iswadi, just reach out, get a chance to work on this awesome game. Yeah, cool. All right, thank you for sharing. I think that's very insightful. I learned a lot. It makes me more enjoy. Maybe I think it makes me appreciate the work even more, right? That everyone puts into the art for Flesh and Blood. Yeah, and okay, cool.
Mm.
So okay, moving on from that, I think we don't want to keep up too much, because I think we've gone on quite a bit. I think it's gonna be another 1 hour episode this time. Oh my god! But I think it's interesting. I think listeners would love hearing about the work. So I
Behind
think
the
let's just talk a
scenes.
bit about Indonesian nationals. We mentioned much earlier, maybe half an hour or 45 minutes ago at the start of the pod. You actually went to Indonesian nationals about a month ago, and you played Kano. So
Yeah.
what
And
was
he was the first match to be streamed.
yeah, I haven't watched the match yet. Yeah, Geoffrey told me about it, but I haven't. I've yet to go watch it on YouTube. So what was it like? I mean, like, I think it's quite stressful, right? Being on the first stream match.
Yeah, but it doesn't work well for me because uh, because like I'm like as I say I'm not competitive at all.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So uh, when I'm like when Geoffrey like asked me, you're gonna be featured in stream, like no, oh, come on. I mean,
But
okay, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna lose on stream.
no.
No. Yeah, who will, I
Uh,
never watched the match yet, but which hero were you playing against?
Bolton.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
I'm playing
Bolton.
against Bolton. I
So
think if the match is not streamed, I think I would win.
that's true. I agree. I
No,
agree.
no, 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 no.
I agree.
Because this is the story, right? Like uh uh because on stream I'm doing a mistake sequencing the combo, uh,
Yeah.
and I think they caught it on stream. Uh,
Yeah, is it the double Kindle, right?
yeah, the double Kindle. Because I and my opponent doesn't realize it. We
Yeah.
doesn't realize it. But when the head judge come, like, and I have to explain it all, and then I realize that I make a mistake.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of fans in the comments. Even DM Armada, I think, commented.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. So I agree. I think going on stream is actually very stressful because you at the back of your mind, you know that a lot of people are watching it, right? And
Yeah.
then you, even though you don't want to make a mistake, but yet because you're nervous, you make the mistake anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, no worries. Maybe you can reach out to that the voting player and say let's do it again.
No, no, no.
I mean, just to see how it will play out, right? Yeah. Okay. But but how far did you go with Kano? I mean,
Uh,
it's not a hero that people. I think your choice of hero is interesting because a lot of times when Kano has won in the past, right, he always comes out like a dark horse deck, right?
Yeah.
You will see like, oh, there's no AB this season. Yeah, then the Kano comes out, right? Was that why you decided to bring him out? Like you thought you
No. Actually, like I only have Kano deck for my CC.
okay.
It is because like uh my nearest LGS is like almost 2 hours drive away.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I don't live in Jakarta, in capital city.
Oh, you don't live in Jakarta? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So back then, when I'm started want to play Flesh and Blood, I
Huh?
only play limited. So I don't have any deck, so I go to the LGS and then I playing limited.
Ah, okay,
Play
okay.
seal, I play draft, and then
Mhm.
when I like catching uh like a pro player, if you know Peter Budensic, uh,
Mm. Oh,
like
okay.
he's like very good Kano player.
Yeah, I think I've seen him play on some streams before.
I see him play in Round Rumble,
Royal
Oh,
Rumble. Okay.
uh,
Royal
and
Rumble. Yeah.
he like drawing all his deck with Kano. I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I want to play like this.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Uh, uh,
Okay.
yeah, and then I make the Kano deck, and I'm pretty I'm having fun playing Kano. Uh,
Yeah, I think Kano players are always they operate
It's
at different
uh,
different
it's
level.
pretty satisfying if the
Yeah.
combos turn out well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it takes a lot of brain power. I also play Kano, so
Yeah,
in a
and
tournament with 9 rounds, your head just explodes.
yeah, I drop in seven rounds. I drop because I'm pretty exhausted,
Okay. Okay.
and
So,
my draft is really awful.
uh,
Uh,
oh yeah, I think Kano one of the challenges with Kano is that if you're doing your Kano and the draw doesn't happen right, then pretty
uh,
much if the other heroes be able to not even high roll you right, if they keep performing consistently in their the draws and the attacks against you, if you don't draw your combo pieces with Kano, then
mm,
pretty much the game is over, right? Because you don't have enough gas after that to keep pressuring them with all the arcane damage, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the. But that's why Kano players like playing Kano anyway, right? It's not because
uh,
that he can. It's because they can combo you and then destroy you with all the arcane damage. That's the satisfying part, correct?
And you can kill them on the
Yeah,
opponent.
you kill them on their turn. I'm supposed to be attacking you, but I'm dying now.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
why I like
uh,
Kano in Blitz. I won a few skirmishes on Kano in Blitz. It's much easier.
uh, I mean, like if you play any other heroes, you have to you have to familiar with every heroes you play against,
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I think
right?
that's yeah,
But
correct.
when you play Kano, it's like you just against yourself. You just against your deck.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct. It's like in Magic, a commander deck that does its own thing, right? I think
yeah.
so. I think that's what Kano is like. It's true. Yeah, you just do your game plan, right? I don't care what you're
Mm,
gonna do. I'm just
yeah, pretty much.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But obviously you enjoy playing Kano, right? So during the whole nationals a month ago,
Mm.
I hope. I mean, did you have a good time? I mean, I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played like that many rounds, uh, that many
Yeah.
in a day. It's like, well, it's pretty exhausting.
It is.
It
I
is.
think that's why I myself, even though I've been playing Flash and Blood for the last 2.5 years,
Mm.
I think that the amount of time I've been playing Flash and Blood is the same amount of time my store has existed on this earth, right? And I've never actually done a full blown competitive event. Even,
Oh.
Mm.
even when I play Armory, like after 3 rounds, I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
How
Mm.
was skirmish?
Uh, okay, maybe we'll see how. I mean, at the end of the day, if I mean the skirmish is for players, so
Yeah.
I usually don't participate in my own events if I can help it.
Ah.
I only do it when I see it's an odd number and then I'll jump in. But then I don't get enough reps as well, and I Israeli said, right, he's not competitive. I'm not
Mm.
competitive as well. So when I play the game, I don't do the math in my head. I just play what I feel like in my hand, and I'm going to do this. Um, so
Mm.
that's where I think in a more competitive environment, I won't do so well unless
Yeah.
I'm playing probably a meta deck maybe. And I do have the cards play meta deck. When you own a card store, and then you get itchy
Mm.
fingers, and when you know a lot of people in the community, I buy cards everywhere, right? So like I have like a Teklo Watson deck, I have a Arami
Uh,
deck. I'm in the midst of assembling some more extra pieces so I can play new. But I don't play any of them all the time. I'm playing Teklo Watson all the time now. I also have obviously Guardian cards as well. I can build Bravo. I obviously have Old Him because I used to play Old Him. And then
Yeah.
I got so many decks. I've got like Levaya. Um, I just bought pieces of KO because I wanted my store because I got a new store manager. Not new, he's been around since January. So that's why I'm now able to go out to do more of the business development work on trying to figure out how I can like get more people to experience Flash and Blood, right? So like, and he doesn't really play Flash and Blood. He's now currently more into Grand Archive. That's a game that he really likes because that's a game I do in my store. Um, so he's like the expert in that, right? So he's engaging my store community for GA. One Piece as well. He's actually getting to that as well. But because I think Flash Bird is a bit more expensive to build a deck, and I don't want him to saddle him with that burden of building his own deck, right? So I got a lot of cards. So that's why I picked up the KO Armory deck for him. And then I'm looking at how to build it out. But the problem with some of the meta decks for the deck list for KO, they run expensive cards like CNC and E Strike, right? Because you get because when you banish or whatever the 5 power, it becomes 6, right? To fulfill the
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
his ability. So those decks I know are optimal, right? So I haven't had the time to actually look at other deck lists that don't use those cards because I do have E Strike and I do have CNC, of course, but those cards are in some other decks. So I'm trying to figure out how I can build it so that it's still powerful and then he can enjoy playing as well because I want him to love the game as much as I love the game, right? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So ask me what do you want to play? I'm like, I don't know, maybe I can help you build. I mean, I have all the cards, so I can give you. We can build something. Always it's my cards, but it's fine. You can take and play it because I want him to also be able to whenever there's a game happening and there's like a odd number, I want him to be able to actually go and play with them. and and make sure that, because I always feel like I owe it to my community and my players who come to the store, to let them be able to play. You don't come to Armory on a Saturday night, or you don't come for on demand like we do on demand blitz on a Thursday night, and then you'll be the odd person, and then you sit there waiting for everyone to play. I don't think that's a good experience. So and I'm not in the store as often as I would like these days, because I'm doing a lot of the business development work, doing all the marketing. Some of the stuff you see on my Facebook page, I have to do the Facebook post myself, the graphics and all that. Although I have someone helping me now a little bit, but he's like a part timer, right? He does some of the basic stuff. But and also, honestly, I'm not very well. I come from corporate background, right? So in my mind, I'm very structured. But in this business that I'm running it, because I've got my mind everywhere, I'm not as structured as I would like. Like, I don't schedule things at once. Like, for example, certain things I need to go out this week on Facebook. Like the day before, I'll be doing the graphics for that. It would be up. So yeah, so that's where I can't be in the store all the time. I obviously, if I was in the store, then I would like even though I'm going to do like last weekend, Armory was CC, right? And then I knew all the meta heroes. So there was Zen there. We had like Enigma. And then when I look at my Tech Lawson deck, which is the one I always carry around with me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to lose. And then after that, I thought I would be able to leave early that night because I was quite tired on Saturday. And then my somebody said, hey, you want to play? They got 7 people. I was like, oh no, 7 people. I owe it to them to play. But when I look at my deck, I'm like, oh no, Tekla Watson, he's not going to do well. Yeah. So yeah, it was really crappy night for me. But yet I still sat down and played because I wanted the people who came to the store to be able to play. I know my deck was loose, so actually it didn't matter if I didn't play that night, but I still did, right? So I think my first opponent was Enigma, and then and then we have a community member, Seiji. He's actually half Japanese, right? And then he's playing Enigma. He had some Japanese cards in his deck and all that. And then like he managed to pull off 10,000 year reunion. And then I got killed by 10,000 year reunion, and very fast. The game was over with 15 minutes, right? And he finished me off with 10,000 year reunion, hitting me for 12 damage. Oh no. So I was like, oh, that's like I was like, I didn't want to play, but I still played. Okay, now mind, fine. It's Enigma. I knew I couldn't really fight her because she doesn't need you can't pop her stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was Enigma. And then after that, the second game I met Zen. I was like, oh no. And then after that, my final match that night was against Dorinthia, right? Dorinthia. So I thought, okay, Dorinthia.
That one is quite good, right? For you?
Dorinthia, I think I could have played. I think I could have taken her. I think, but I was already tired by then and already depressed because I lost Enigma and I lost Zen, right? So I just played the best I could, but I hadn't played. What I dislike most about playing against Dorinthia is that she always mind games you, right? It's like you overblock it. If you don't block it, she hits you, and I really hate playing against Dorinthia, right? I think she's a super sneaky hero. But the thing is, she's not in the meta now, so I don't see her so often. So I can't remember how to play against her. Like you said, right? When you play Flesh and Blood, you need to know your opponent as well, like what their tricks and all that. So it was horrible that night. 3 straight losses, and against Dorinthia, which I technically could have potentially done better. I didn't do that well as well. So it's like, oh. Anyway. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, so I mean, it's already before we close off tonight. Are there any other heroes that you think you might be interested in to play in the future, like so far?
I don't know. There's the wizard coming up.
Okay,
Maybe.
you really like the wizard play style, is it?
Yeah, I really like it.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, it'll be expensive to build so many different heroes.
I tried to play Teklo, but
you tried?
yeah, but when I try Teklo Fosun, like I think the setup is like really slow.
Yeah, it's not a good deck, right?
The setup is really slow, so I don't know.
The version of Teklo Fosun that I play is actually based on V Macbeth's build, which is actually
Macbeth, yeah.
a boost Teklo Watson, which I really enjoy playing because still pressure your opponent. At the same time, when you boost away your equivalent pieces, right, then they're in your banning zone already, right? So they can play them out. I think the trick with Techno was because when I started playing Techno was I played him a lot using felt table, right? I like felt table because it allows me to figure out the play style. And in the beginning, Techno wasn't the one knew how to play him properly, right? Because you can always do the armor on the opponent's turn as well. So I realized when I first started playing Techno Watson, I was making a lot of mistakes trying to armor up. So the problem with Techno Watson, which I still face today, is deciding when I need to put the armor on, right? So that's quite challenging. But I like the Wing Wing Bass build. I think that's a much more fun build to play. I know one Techno Watson won when Bright Lights first came out, right? A month or two later, one of the events, some guy won with Techno Watson. But when I look at the build, it had Sigil of Solace and Sing Below and all these other non-mechanologist cards, and I'm like, ugh. And play mechanologist to be a robot thing, right? I don't want to play like Sing Below in my deck. Yeah. So,
but the defensive card, like, really, I think that's the play style to go with Technopotion. The defense reaction.
Yeah, that's a defensive Teklo, like Teklo
yeah,
War.
I think yeah, I guess if you really want to win,
I think when you're really playing push, why just don't play this? Why play Technopotion?
I don't know. I just the interesting thing I find about Teklo Watson is the whole singularity thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think the Wing Wing Bass build. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I wanted to play aggressive hero. I play that, but I like the build that Wing Wing Bass has because the reason why you boost is because you want to get armor pieces.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I do it. And also, of course, it's aggressive, right? You can still aggro a bit to get your armor pieces, and then after that, when you have like enough there in your banning zone, then armor up, and then after that, you get to do singularity, which is like when you get to pull off singularity, that always feels the best with Techno. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Techno Watson cards. Maybe I can send some over to you. I fully fought my deck up already. So including Marvel Singularity. So yeah,
Nice.
that's a stupid amount of money, but anyways. So for the player who I bought it from in Singapore, I hope that helps you out the money so you can buy more cards. Okay. So I think we're going to wrap up tonight. So maybe Iswari, before we go off, would you like to leave a message for all your fans?
I don't know what. You can find me on X.
It's called X, right? I still call it
Twitter. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram.
What's your
My message from all the fans? Just keep playing, I guess.
playing and start playing Kino, right? Message to you to start playing Kino.
maybe look out for your new favorite card, eh?
Look out for my cards in Rosetta and
Yeah.
further beyond. I hope I could. I hope I can work for a lot of future LSS project.
we too. We hope that you work with LSS.
Yeah, we hope.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're like one of my favorite artists on FAB cards. I also like Vishnu Tan's art actually, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is Chris from Training Card Talk for some games. So Adrian, you want to say something to everyone?
No, it's good talking here, and thank you Iswardi, thank you Chris for inviting me, and hope I can see some of you guys in future events, and
Yeah.
maybe I can come on in the future as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Iswari, for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
You're so last minute, but really appreciate you coming on. And I hope that I get to do some more stuff for LSS for events in Malaysia, and I really want to try to get you to come over. So we'll see how that works out. But I understand if you get an invitation, go to a calling or something like that, because that's actually a much bigger event. And I know for artists can be quite a struggle, right? So I think I understand totally. So yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is episode 5 of Trading Card Talk. Hopefully I'll be able to edit everything tomorrow. Well, I don't really edit the pod anyway. I just put it up and I add some music in the front and the back. Yeah. So thank you so much. So hope you follow us on YouTube. I put it up on YouTube now and also Spotify. I haven't figured out how to get it on Apple Podcast yet, so we'll see. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Card Delight, trading cards. It's time to join the conversation. Take a journey into the trading card hall.